Grandma.
Yes. What is it now?
This is an interesting structure.
Oh, these are called sculptures. This is one of the artworks by Ruth Asawa.
Grandma, have you met her?
Yes. One time she was sitting down at the open cafe for a cup of coffee with her friends at Castro district. Grandma had a nice little chat with her. The other time she was at some function as a guest. Grandma just greeted her as she was busy with many people coming to her all the time.
Grandma, you said artwork. It looks like huge origami work, isn't it?
Yes, isn't it? I believe this is called origami fountain. 50 years ago, this was water fountain, and we got it a piece of modern art.
50 years ago? It does not look that old. Well, other than the metal's lasting.
Ruth Asawa was born in 1926 in California. It was the same year as your great-grandma was born in Japan. Ruth died 10 years ago. If she lived, she would have been the same as your great-grandma, 96 years old.
Oh.
Both of her parents came from Japan. They were Niseis. Ruth created many public art in open space. Later on, she grew up in a farm, so she loved the nature and appreciated open-air environment. When she was a teenager, her father was arrested.
Oh, why?
Because Japan went into war with the United States, she was also forced to be relocated with her siblings because she was a Japanese American. Financially, she suffered as she grew up and in the camp and all, but her heart was very rich. She was able to go to an art college later. At age 26, she married to a Caucasian architect. Back then, California prohibited interracial marriage legally until 1952. So they were one of the very first couples, if it's not the first.
I do not understand. Why was it?
Why? What, my dear?
Interracial means among different races, right?
Right.
What's wrong with different race people get together? Wouldn't that be more interesting that way?
Yes, but it also is harder to get along.
Really?
Really. Well, I should clarify. Sometimes more interesting, sometimes more difficult.
Well, that is the same for everybody, isn't it?
Yes, all the same differences.
Then what happened?
Her husband was working in San Francisco, so she came to live with him, and she raised 6 children with him. But she kept working as an artist while being a mom as well. She was famous old lady with very unique metal wire work.
Wire?
Yes, it was like basket weaving, making all sorts of shapes.
Oh, all right.
She must have very strong passion to create her artwork, as she worked at the middle of the night after all of her children went bed for the day. Her wire work is prominent exhibit in the city's The Young Museum.
Grandma, this one is not wire work. It's metal plate work.
I know. Another unique features of her work is this origami-style sculpture. Origami is a traditional Japanese popular craft and play skills. As a Nisei woman, she was familiar with the skills as a child. One day, the city commissioned her to do public artwork. She did a nice one right next to Union Square for everybody. For Japanese Americans' internment camp experiences, she created the Garden of Remembrance at San Francisco State University. She always involved children of all races in her production, so art would broaden children's mind as their heart and soul growing up.
Was she a teacher?
Yes, in a way, very sweet one. She made an art high school as well. She had such a big heart to inspire everybody, not just Japanese Americans.
I like origami too. Can I go get some at Paper Tree right there?
Of course, my dear. But we go home to do origami as it is getting late.
I get it. Goodbye, origami fountain. Thank you for the inspiration to everybody visiting Japantown.